I am Dr. Willie Jolley.
This is me.
This is me, Little Cute D, and we're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage, and we're glad to have you here. We're getting more and more people now who are sending us emails and questions about their relationship, and that is good. We want to say again, we are not marriage counselors. Let me say that again. We are not marriage counselors.
So what are we?
Marriage mentors.
Which means?
That we tell you what we've learned in our 36 years of marriage that may help you to avoid some bumps in the road. And if you're in a bump situation, how to get out of that situation, because we might have been through it.
Or you can also use this as examples.
As examples, that's right. Because it's
just watch us how we deal with, because we're two very different personalities.
Very different. Very different.
But we have mutual respect and love. And so sometimes as a mentor, you might read about them in a book and implement. You might watch them. You might talk to them.
Yeah.
You might say, can I walk alongside of you?
Right.
And observe what you do.
Let's talk about the topic, because this is one of the ones that came up.
You ready now?
I'm ready. I had to get all of that.
My goodness.
Preliminaries. You're so cute. You're cute.
He's very good at changing the focus so that when I'm frustrated with him, he's so sweet to me. And then I just, okay. And we're going to the next.
That's why we've been married for 36 years. Let's talk about those finances and how it messes up your sex life.
Okay,
that's what I want to talk about.
So the actual topic is, we kind of play with it a little bit, is your money personality killing your sex life? It was a little different. It was a little different.
Is your money personality killing your sex life?
Now, let's see, what does that mean in terms of money personality? Because we'd actually talked about that everybody has a personality in terms of how they relate to their money.
Right.
How they see their money, how they spend their money, how you learned about money. It's all based upon the culture that you came from. And you either continue to accept that, or you decide, I'm going to do something completely different.
Yeah.
And so we talked about something that was SSIIG.
SSIIG.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, but you went by the two eyes. Too fast.
Too fast.
All right, so
okay.
let me tell you.
So just quickly for a review.
Hold, let me. I'm gonna set you up. I'm gonna set you up.
And I'm like,
I'm gonna set you up.
We're so different. I'm like, let's get to the bottom line.
I'm gonna set you up. Give me a second. So everybody has a personality, a money personality. She's done great research on the different types of money personality that you might possess. Now, here's a couple questions once she'll share.
There are 5 basic personalities.
Whether they are hardwired.
Other names, but they're basically 5 types of how you view your money.
We got to talk about how are they hardwired or something that you can influence. That's so let's give them first the 5 types of money personalities.
Okay, the saver.
The saver.
The spender.
I'm a saver. Okay, that's my personality.
The spender.
Just spendthrift, as they would call them.
The investor.
Somebody who's starting to invest in early and always.
Which is different than clearly different than the saving.
Yes.
The indifferent, which is what I was growing up, because I really had no concept of money, except that it was always there.
I mean, explain that, because people will say, "What do you mean you're indifferent to money?" That doesn't make sense. But that is true.
I did not understand the concept of how hard it was to make the money, to save, and then to buy. Okay.
Why was that though?
Because my parents worked like 4 or 5 jobs.
And your daddy?
And my daddy had the regular 9 to 5 in the shipyard. My mother was a hairstylist. And there was always money and means. And we each had a responsibility of household chores and the like. But I was never told, what I get a lot as I listen to all these different finance programs, I was told there's never enough money. Money doesn't go on trees. That's what I hear. I never heard any of that. There was always resources. And there was that mighty thing called layaway. I don't know if anybody as old as me, but layaway was the thing. I had the school wardrobe that went in the layaway. I had the summer wardrobe. So there was never not money. And I never had to ask for anything.
So
because it was just always there.
Her parents were entrepreneurs as well as pastors, pastor and first lady.
So
and
they just never really...
And they had money. And they didn't make it a big deal.
And I didn't know that was not the norm.
All right, so that's what indifferent.
So that's what I mean by indifferent. Because it was like, oh my God, this is a revelation that people actually have the budgets. And so no, I really didn't have any concept of how money actually worked. Okay. And that we needed a budget.
So let's go over again. So we got a saver, we got a spender, we got an investor.
And investing, we're talking about stocks, bonds, real estate, and all of that. Okay. Which is a new thing for me.
Then indifferent. And the last one
is the gambler.
The gambler. The gambler. The people who like to go to the racetrack.
And just really out of control.
Who go to the lottery.
It's really like an illness.
Yeah. Or go to the casino and just can't wait to get, as soon as they get their check, they gone.
When we were in Las Vegas for a program, you see all these old people.
They gamble.
With the oxygen tank. With the
oxygen tank and a cigarette hanging out the side of their mouth and oxygen. What? Is that stupid or what?
Okay. Clutch Armstrong says, or day traders. Okay, so day traders fall into the category of investors, but day trading is a whole.
Day trader could have fallen into two categories: investor or gambler.
Well, for some people,
but most of it's invested.
Is like for some people they think investing is like gambling, but that's not.
But you know what? That's a good point. Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So those are the 5 money personalities.
Tasha says Walmart's getting ready to is getting rid of layaway. You know, I didn't know that they still had layaway. Oh my goodness.
And what did Terrence say?
Oh, Terrence, this goes back to the family dynamics of money. A friend of mine divorced because his wife played with the mortgage money. Oh my God.
Oh, she would just spend the mortgage money and didn't tell him. Their marriage lasted 3 years. He could not handle her deception. So what he was saying was that her father had a personality and he endowed that personality to the daughter, who saw that every month they would play with the mortgage money. They would bet it. When I was growing up, there was a numbers man in our neighborhood.
We had a numbers runner in our neighborhood.
Yeah, there was a numbers.
They were always cool. They always had money.
And people would take the money and go to the numbers man when they got their check, because
they used their dream book to come up with
their numbers. That's right. And they're trying to grow that money quick. But anyway, all of those are money personalities. And how do they impact your sex life? Well, what Terrence just said, it impacted that they divorced. But, it also impacts the love and the
I think you're
affection.
On edge. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back now. So you can tell them. Let me know you know the money personalities. Just quick. Just tell me quick.
Do I know them?
Yeah.
I got the saver, the spender, the investor, the indifferent, and then the gambler.
Okay. So whether or not you're reading other articles about it, the concept is basically the same. Sometimes they call it by slightly other names, but the concept is still the same. Okay. So the problem could be phrased a little differently. There was this advertisement from Capital One, and Capital One said on TV, and they had the actress who said, "And what's in your wallet? And what's in your wallet? What's in your wallet could be affecting your sex life. The money or no money in a wallet could be affecting your sex life." Now, let me explain.
My.
Money Magazine a couple of years ago did a poll of 1,000 adults, 1,000 married adults, and asked about their relationship with sex and money. You want to know some of the results of the survey, which I thought was interesting?
Yeah.
It says when both partners earn approximately the same amount of money, that the sex tends to be good or very good. Now, I don't know if people lie now. People take surveys, I don't know, but they're saying that when your incomes are about the same, that the sex is good or hot sex. And in fact, men reported the term hot sex when they had similar
Income.
income levels.
Oh, nice.
What's your comment about that?
All right, I got no comment on that because we've been making money together for years, and it's just fantastic. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Next.
Okay, number 2, disagreements about money, according to research, is one of the primary reasons for couples breaking up. Now, that goes back to our original position in our book about why do people break up.
Sex, money, communication.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, and what Terrence said that example was that the woman did not tell the husband. There was no communication, and he got sick of being what he called deceived. Deception, where the money was going out the door. It was going out the front door, no, out the back door as soon as he brought it in the front door.
Okay, so then that's going to get to the whole communication issue about a conclusion that I came to. I said, we need to give it a name. We need to have a money date.
A money date?
A money date.
All right, what's
weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Now, we do that.
Yeah.
We didn't give it a name.
We didn't give it.
But for
what do you mean by it, though?
Okay, that.
Define.
Define that you sit down and you go over your bills together. You lay everything out on the table.
Woo, that
now
a lot of folks don't do that.
But we do that.
We've
always done that. And it's pragmatic for us because we're also in business together.
Yeah.
So it's become so easy because I go through all of the bills and everything, and then we decide, here's the deadline. What are we going to pay? What are we paying off? What are our goals? So you need to have a money date.
Yeah, I think that's great.
And we can talk about. I said, now how does that work for us? Because we actually have a time where we say, okay, here's what we have. Here's what we need to go over. We even look at, and I thought about that. We even look at our investments, so we don't do it all at that one time. So maybe, okay, like when we do our business bills, that's the 1st and the 15th of the month. So that's already twice a month, right?
Yeah.
And then we do our personal once a month because our personal is really very little, right?
Right.
Then we also have
most of that's automated. Most of the personal is automated.
But it's really little.
And little. What little bit is automated.
Yes.
So let me make a point. Let me just say how to say to people. I made a decision long ago that I was not gonna have personal debt. And so we got no personal debt other than this house that we're paying the house. And that's part of the businesses in the house, so the business has to pay it. But it was a struggle because we made so many of the poor decisions, like buying a car on a 70.
Oh, we had a lease before we bought the car.
No, we bought the car first. No, we had the lease first.
No, we bought the car when William was a baby.
Oh yeah, we paid
top dollar for it, and took 5 years to pay.
We paid that thing 2-3 times, and then we got a car. Then we made the next worst mistake. We leased the car got
another car, and so we had 2 cars, and one was leased, and it was a mess.
And then we subleased the car, thinking we were smart.
And then somebody stole that.
Oh my!
So we can laugh now. So we have made
not every mistake.
Not every, but enough.
We made enough to know.
And by God's
grace, we talk about everything.
Able to get out of it.
There was no hidden agendas. We in this together. We are a team against that problem, and we take our money and we talk about it.
So we have to put and it is our money out on the table. Whether it came from, even when I was working on Capitol Hill, even doing some outside consulting, this is how much we have.
Right.
And then the first thing is, what are we going to save?
Yep.
And that is so major because my personality now says, oh, we're on a tightrope.
Yes.
And there might not be any new money next month.
And let me tell you something,
and
folks.
That's being an entrepreneur. That is the downside of being an entrepreneur. And people lie and tell you everything is fabulous. Don't get me started.
Don't get us started down that path. Oh,
so
Lord.
You have to prepare for lean
Let's talk about.
times.
All right, but let's talk about. Don't want to get there. I want to talk about the sex.
Okay,
I want to talk about when you don't get the money right and mess up your sex life, and kill your sex life.
And when you don't get the money right, no, you're not interested in sex if you're worried about your mortgage.
That's right.
If you worried about the rent, you worried about being put out. Who wants to get laid? Not me.
That's why I pay the mortgage every month. I ain't missed a month in 36 years because I'm trying to get hooked up often.
So no money talks before bed, especially if they're going to be negative, right?
Yes, correct.
Right.
Right.
So there's an international journal, the International Journal of Manpower, found that having this I thought, I said, oh, I don't know, but it's open for conversation. That having sex 4 or more times a week was linked to a higher paycheck.
Wait,
now, we get statistics and stuff from everywhere. I don't really believe that, but I thought
Moses said death kills the sex life. Yes. Ain't that the truth, Moses?
Yes.
You better believe that. Sex kills death kills
dries up everything.
It's bad.
You're worried.
You're worried about it. You're worried about how you're going to pay the bills, how you going, where the money going. You got more month than money. Woo! That don't help you at the end of the month getting hooked up.
So, stress can make you not want to have sex. Can make you not want to make love. Okay, you're making it's just sex, but we already know that women want intimacy. Women need the communication. They need the touching and the feeling. Yes. And the man, on the other hand, is the microwave. Let's just say that, okay?
Yeah.
So, but if there's insecurity because there's so much debt, right?
And Moses said, if money dry up, the sex dry up. Ain't that the truth, Moses? Women need security, gentlemen, and remember that. Women need security and intimacy. That's what we write in the book. And men need sex and respect. But now men need security too. That's why that guy, he needed it, but women need it in a supersized version. So you've got to talk about the money. Now we also had a person who contacted us who said her husband took all the bills. She had no idea where the money was going, how much came in, how much went out. But it
that made her feel insecure
because if something happened to him.
So again, the common thing is a lack of communication, of talking about what is important and getting the information. So one side is just as bad as the other.
Yeah.
Well, my father took care of everything and my mama didn't know, so I'm just going to do the same thing. So it then means that the person who is unaware, everything's taken care of, but they're unaware, then they've got to explain how not knowing what's going on with the finances makes them feel insecure.
Right.
So we're really talking about a level of communicating, of expressing how you feel emotionally. And that can really be challenging because some of us don't have the words for a variety of reasons, because you've never really expressed it, because you don't have the communication, because perhaps you're not widely read. And you know what? Reading any and everything helps to expand your ability to think and to come up with words that you will need to use to express how you're feeling.
Right.
So if you've never really done that, then you need some help. Okay, here we go. A survey found that 77% of women think about money more than they think about sex. What do you think about that?
77%
of the women surveyed
of women
think about money more than they think about sex.
Wow.
And you know what? Men think the opposite.
Wow.
That's
a great statistic.
So if you make me feel secure
and
about the money and the stocks and the bonds and the house is all paid for, you're going to get hooked up.
Hey!
Regularly.
I'm going to go and make that money now and make sure she's secure because a brother want to get hooked up often. You hear what I'm saying?
We're running out of time. We need to follow this up next week. And you know why? Because psychologically, women feel more insecure than men. Now, 65, a woman is only making only 65 cents to every dollar that the man is making.
Right.
Now, a woman of color is making even less. But the woman lives longer than the man. Right?
Yeah.
So you've got issues of, am I going to run out of money? Oh my God. I just love talking about money and finance.
She loves talking about money.
And then how are we going to make more money?
How are we going to make more money? And then how we're going to be prepared for a rainy day. I tell people often, I had a conversation with a friend of mine today, and we were talking about a speaker, and we were talking about how challenging it was for all the speaking industry when all the meetings got canceled during COVID, and everything locked down, and nobody's making any money. And I was starting to get the EBGBs, and I went to Dee and I said, "What we gonna do?" She said, "Don't worry, we got some money. I've been socking it away."
So, saving more than 10%. I read all these things. They say saving 10%. Saving 10% out of your gross revenue is never enough. Not unless you are gainfully employed, like with the government or something. So I just poo-poo that.
You poo-poo that.
I do.
You poo-poo
I
say you have to say, because when the furlough happened or the shutdown
happened. When the furlough happened and all these people were getting paid every 2 weeks and they couldn't pay their mortgage, I did not understand that.
Right. So
because you have to sacrifice and say, we're running out of time. Here, let me just say 2 things I want to make sure we include.
Okay.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Okay, folks. And domestic violence is up like 18%, and across the board, across the country, and that is because of what is going on in our economy and the COVID, the being stuck together, not having enough money. Here we go back to money, and there's more violence. And then plus, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay, it's the pink month.
Right. So
let's get our annual exams done. Okay, and then I had a new section called a book bite. A bite from a book. I love it. A bite from a book.
You say I had nothing to say this one. She taking this is her show.
Okay. So it's called Your Book Bite, right? Because I also try to read at least a book a week. The book by Michelle Singletary, Color of Money, Washington Post, and Willie interviewed her on his excellent show last month. Week. And of course, I read the book, What to Do with Your Money When Crises Hits, by Michelle Singletary. Buy it for somebody you love. Read it and then give it away to somebody.
All right.
So
that's good.
What to do with your money when crises hit.
I wanted to respond to Colin Nash. I think that's important. How about when man and wife are both aware of all the debt, but the husband has a tough time making good money, and the wife is more interested in sex than the husband, regardless of the money situation? Wow, what a great question. And I think that's a profound question. Here's what I would say about that. It comes again to communication. We want to say in the book, if you don't have that chapter on communication, we give it away because that's the biggest chapter in the book and I think maybe the most important chapter, because it talks about the importance of communication. If you talk about the money, if you talk about you have good communication, your sex life is going to be better. Because you can tell them, I'm not. Wife could say, this is
that's complicated. Let me get. Can I?
But you still have to communicate.
You do have to talk about it,
right? And then money too. Go ahead.
Here's my take on that. I'm still with a man and wife are both of that. Okay. If it's a traditional situation and the husband is feeling bad because his income might be up and down and he's not making as much as the wife, it affects his self-esteem and him to be able to get his penis up.
Ooh.
Just tell the truth.
Tell the truth. She'll pull no punches.
So the wife has a responsibility. If they're both he's trying to make money, then encourage him.
Or
encourage him to make more money.
Encourage him to make more money, one. Mm-hmm. And then when many husbands think they've got to they've got to be the aggressor. They've got to be the instigator of sex.
Sexually?
Yeah, sexually. And why?
So if she wants it more, maybe he's not getting it up as much because he's feeling insecure. Then she ought to chase him down.
Chase him down and work on him. Work on him till he
jump in the shower with him.
Do something to stimulate a brother. It's okay. See, what we like about this show is
it's the mental state. So the intimacy and the sex, first of all, is a mental thing. So if you're not feeling secure because I'm not making as much, I feel bad, you can correct that by how you make your mate feel. And if you want it and he doesn't, then it becomes a game as to how to get him to get it up.
That's it. That's the game. She'll tell you the truth. What I like about this show is this. We are Christians. I'm on the ministry staff, Faith Baptist, but we are also We're going to give it to you straight, no chaser.
More cheese, more cheese.
Tara said, cheese, more cheese, more cheese. You can't have
exit music. We out.
We got. Y'all better stay tuned for. I messed up the intro, but you got to hear the outro of the music. All right, here we go. There we go. Hold on.
Or next week.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. And why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Oh, on the day that you were born, the angels got together, decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair, and I see heaven when I look at you. That is why all the guys in town follow you all around. Just like me,